all morning. The Fox 61 Morning News starts now.
Right now at 6, weather watch alert for potentially some strong to severe thunderstorms later this afternoon and some heat and humidity on the way for the rest of the week. What you need to know next.
And we'll share the ways you can stay safe as those temps continue to heat up throughout this week.
And if you rely on the train to get to work, a heads up for you. There are some changes on the Hartford line. Lindsay Kane will have the latest in a live report.
Good morning, everybody, and happy Monday. Thanks so much for waking up with us here on the Fox 61 Morning News. I'm Julia LeBlanc in for Erica.
And I'm Keith McGilvery. Tim is also off. We are beginning with a weather watch alert for you this morning. Getting started with a check of the forecast. Meteorologist Rachel Piscatelli standing by as we take a look over the Elm City, the capital city of Hartford, and Mohegan Sun. I said it looks kind of weird outside. I'm sure there's a more scientific approach to my description here, Rachel, but certainly gray.
Yeah, very gray out there, mostly cloudy. We have very high humidity right now and some areas of fog. So you're seeing some low level clouds out there this morning, and we'll continue to see that at least through the next, I would say, hour or so before improvements in terms of where the fog is sitting. But we're expecting mostly cloudy skies through the day today. You'll notice here we're dry this morning just off to our west. The first round of rain approaching northwestern areas, and just again further off to the west is the second round of rain we're going to continue to watch rather closely. That's the better chance to see some stronger to severe storms later this afternoon and evening. It would be very scattered. So here's how today plays out. 8-9 o'clock this morning, we're watching the approach of a first round of rain, bringing maybe some heavier downpours to northwestern areas. A little bit later this morning, we'll continue to see that taper off with a lull in the action, maybe a spot shower or a heavier downpour in the afternoon. And the thing here is that the more sun we see this afternoon, the better chance that this second round of rain could become on the stronger to severe side, with the main concern being those gusty damaging winds, in addition to a low chance for some rotation, which we'll continue to watch the radar rather closely during that time period. In the meantime, when you're stepping out the door, it is overall just very muggy. 77 degrees in New Haven this morning, 74 in the capital city. Torrington at 70 degrees. Good morning to you. Putnam 71 with dew points that are up in the mid 70s. So anytime you see the magenta color, it feels very tropical, and winds aren't really moving. So it's really not helping conditions. The air is just kind of sitting there. You're looking at visibility reduced in Monroe and Oxford, also in Danbury to a quarter mile or less. We'll continue to see that again through the next hour or so, expecting those improvements in terms of that fog beginning to lift. We'll see mostly cloudy skies expected through the day, hoping that we don't see much sunshine, because again, the later part of the day, that'll be the better chance to see those stronger to severe storms develop. High temperatures expected to make it into the middle to upper 70s to near 80 degrees today. But Lauren, we are in for quite a warm up on the way for the next couple of days. Tuesday, Wednesday featuring 90s. We'll talk more about that coming up in just a bit. How are the roads looking?
I'm sweating just
I
thinking
know.
Right? Praying for the rain. A little bit of rain goes a long way, especially for all the gardens out there. Here in the CTDOT Traffic Center, as of right now, that fog and that density not really impacting the roads. No incidents to report. Just some construction cleanup here in the 6 o'clock hour. Do want to bring you out to the Wethersfield, Hartford area. Construction has started to clean up in this area, and as we can see right here in some live pictures, a live view out in Wethersfield, I-91 north and southbound, right near exit 26 for Old Wethersfield. Construction has cleared, so those delays are moving closer into the capital city. You could see that congestion on the northbound side and the right side of your screen. They are starting to clean up here in Hartford. And as we take a live look out in New Haven, I-95 north and south moving freely. Also down in Fairfield, those delays are starting to pick up for the morning commute on the southbound side of I-95, but overall, nothing really to complain about here in the 6 o'clock hour. Now, I did want to mention that there is one cancellation when it comes to Bradley International Airport. United Flight 6271 to Washington. That was set to get off at 10 o'clock this morning. That has been canceled. Now, a heads up, if your morning commute is taking you to the rails, safety and track improvement projects begin today on the Hartford rail line, impacting the train schedule for the rest of the summer. Fox 61's Lindsay Kane is live at Union Station in Hartford with all of the details for your morning commute. Lindsay?
Hi, good morning, Lauren. Well, this could be a pain for someone's morning commute. Now, you need to catch the bus instead of catching the train to get from point A to point B on the Hartford line. And this will be in place for the next 8 weeks as the Hartford line can't safely operate with ongoing construction. Now, those buses in place of trains begins today and will run through September 11th. This impacts Amtrak trains and, of course, the Hartford CT rail line trains. Now, as for construction, crews are working on the platform canopy roof here at Union Station, working on the roofing and lighting above the passenger boarding platform. Also, gutters will be replaced to prevent flooding and standing water buildups. And in Windsor, track work is also on the list to help improve rider safety and train efficiency. Now, Hartford line trains, however, will still run on weekends, and there will be a few that run outside of construction times, some including morning and evening trains. Now, passengers are still required to purchase CT rail tickets in order to board the buses, and it's also important to note that face masks are no longer required on public transportation. Live in Hartford, Lindsay Kane, Fox 61 News.
All right, thank you, Lindsay. We will check back in throughout the morning at 6:06. Now, we do want to start talking about gas prices as we kick off a new week. Taking a look now. They are on the decline, costing you about $4.50 a gallon. That's a decline by 2 cents from yesterday. A week ago, a gallon of gas sat at $4.64, so some progress on that front. Diesel prices also declining again. The average standing at $5.73 a gallon. That's a decline of 3 cents from Sunday. And a week ago, that price stood at $5.87. Right now, as our state prepares for the hot weather ahead, businesses getting ready for an influx of potential customers here. One of the big ticket items, oh yeah, AC units. An assistant manager at Car Hardware in Avon saying those units often go quickly as people prepare for the heat and summer weather.
We see an uptick in AC filters, which should be changed every 90 days. We see an uptick in fans.
All right, if you're having a hard time keeping cool at home, there are several things you can do. So let's get right to it for you. Mark pointed out, that manager there, change your AC filter every 90 days. Try not to turn lights on during the heat of the day or use a lot of electronics. This can heat up your house more quickly and make your AC run more than it needs to. Also, I can get behind this one. Try not to use your stove and just order out instead if you can. I actually traded in the stove altogether for the air fryer, and it has cut down quite a bit.
And if you're going out, choose local.
Yep.
All right, as always, if you are heading out on the road to run errands with your kids or pets, please remember not to leave them inside of a hot car. This happens more than you might think, even if you leave it running with the AC, which in itself can cause another range of issues. Now, according to AAA, every 9 days across the United States, a child dies while unattended in a hot car. Again, a gut-wrenching statistic that claims the lives of nearly 40 children per year. And don't forget to take care of yourself as well, especially during this extreme heat. Drink plenty of water, avoid sugary drinks or alcohol, wear light clothing and be aware of signs of heat exhaustion. Those can include heavy sweating, cold, pale and clammy skin, nausea, dizziness, and headaches. And if you can, stay inside, especially during the thick of this. The CDC says an air-conditioned building is the best way to protect yourself. If you don't have AC, consider visiting a library. Most are open now and have relaxed restrictions. And if you can afford to, try to visit a movie theater or head out to your favorite restaurant. And of course, with the hot temperatures on the way, make sure to download the free Fox 61 News app. It's a great resource for the latest weather and safety tips in your neighborhood.
All right, 9 past the hour this Monday morning. A woman expected to appear in court later today after allegedly dragging a state trooper with her vehicle. This all happening early Sunday morning in Ellington. Troopers responded to a home on Cindy Road where 26-year-old Veronica Allen was allegedly smashing windows on cars with a tire iron as she tried to drive away from the scene. State police say she hit a trooper who was treated for minor injuries. She was later arrested at her home. And a 21-year-old man.
I'll pick it up from here. A 21-year-old man has died after being pulled from Pataconk Pataconk Lake in Chester. Deep Environmental Conservation Police say they responded yesterday afternoon for a report of an unresponsive male who was pulled from the water. He was taken to a nearby hospital where he later died. Now, right now, the state office of the chief medical examiner is looking at his exact cause of death.